Good afternoon. Excellencies, former High Representative of the EU for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy and first Vice President of the European Commission, Baroness Ashton. Former Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Croatia, Professor Pusic. General Barbano, Deputy USR Palatova, DC Arnold, UNDP Resident Representative Mr. Kerios, Ms. Tapikidon, the Head of International Office in Thessaloniki and the representative of the host authorities. Thank you. Distinguished mayors and government representatives, distinguished speakers, partners, stakeholders, and guests, colleagues, thank you for all your efforts, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to the second United Nations Kosovo Trust Building Forum, supporting togetherness for a better future. It was here in Thessaloniki, almost 20 years ago. All the EU Western Balkans Summit gathered here, and the region came together to renew the commitments in fortifying regional cooperation and to embark on a journey of shared values of democracy, rule of law, solidarity, and respect for human rights and minority rights, towards a joint future in the EU. Thus, it is fitting that we are gathering here today to further support the pledges made and facilitate the ongoing processes. Thank you again for taking the time to join us here in Thessaloniki. And thank you for hosting us in Thessaloniki. And bear with me, Kalos Irtestin Eliada. More importantly, thank you for reaffirming your commitment to building trust across communities in Kosovo. 5 years ago, many of you were in the first Trust Building Forum in Ljubljana. There, you set with us an ambitious task, both in scale and scope, to support grassroots actors in charting a comprehensive trust-building agenda for a more peaceful and inclusive society in Kosovo. Since then, the agenda has become a cornerstone for Unmik's programmatic activities and has inspired hundreds of initiatives with many stakeholders and partners from all walks of life. These collective efforts have made great strides towards strengthening social cohesion and forging positive relationships, including encouraging cross-community dialogue, supporting language learning, empowering youth, promoting gender equality, preserving rule of law, and protecting human rights. Today, we are gathered here to further consolidate our work and to take the trust-building agenda together to the next level. But of course, progress seldomly moves in the right direction. However, Kosovo's journey remains on a positive path, one that is forged by resilience. Resilience, as communities across Kosovo know very well, requires not only adapting to difficulties as they arise, but also recognizing that every challenge, yes, every challenge can be translated into new opportunities. Resilience requires political courage, pragmatic leadership, solidarity, a strong spirit of partnership, and above all, fostering trust. Little could we have predicted back in Ljubljana that Kosovo's capacity for resilience would become only more crucial in time. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit in March 2020, building trust became critical to our collective well-being. Jointly, we overcame that crisis, and we confirmed that empathy, compassion, and kindness, the principles of our shared humanity, transcended politics. In Kosovo, conflict narratives continue to threaten driving communities apart. The most vulnerable witnessed a period of fear and uncertainty, with lack of socioeconomic empowerment, limited access to justice, and respect for human rights. Mistrust too often permeates interactions among communities and between residents and institutions. In this context, we are privileged to be surrounded by you. More than 120 experts, practitioners, activists, and key leaders from all sectors of Kosovo society. We strongly believe that you, honorable guests and participants, can collectively address new challenges to building trust and protecting the vulnerable. In the weeks leading up to this forum, many of you were part of 6 diverse and inclusive focus groups and started important preparatory work. You engaged in very difficult conversations and began to conceptualize action points with the aim to achieve real progress in the areas of economic empowerment, environment, language rights, media and misinformation, rule of law, and strengthening participation and inclusion. The work is not done yet, and I understand. The mission is complex. But, and yet again, this forum will represent an opportunity to amalgamate your rich knowledge and expertise with that of regional and international leaders present here, and in particular, Baroness Ashton and Professor Pusic. It is time to translate comparative perspectives and discussions into practical, achievable, and actionable goals. It is high time to ensure that aspirations become a reality for all. Ladies and gentlemen, despite these trying times and challenging circumstances, our actions matter. Our actions transform society by placing them on the trajectory of peaceful coexistence and inclusive, sustainable prosperity. The United Nations remains committed to supporting and facilitating these efforts. On behalf of the UN present in Kosovo, I thank you for your commitment. Your creative ideas and contributions will strategically propel the trust-building agenda. I eagerly anticipate your discussions, conclusions, and most importantly, the action plans for implementation. The United Nations stands by you, for you, and with you while making the effort. Trust begins with you. Alas, and the peace also starts with all of you. I wish you a productive and a very successful forum, and I thank you.